think that's actually. Hi everyone, this is Christian Ali back for another week of Age of Mythology Retold. We'll be going to the campaign today, and we're at 9% of Fall of the Trident today. We'll be going through the other one soon. All these are there. Oh, it just goes round. Is this right? Do not touch that one. In case that's important. Okay, so this next part is scratching the surface, where we fight the Trojan War. For those who came in late, Arkantos was born and raised in Atlantis. He found pirates, chased a Minotaur all the way from this island to this island. Oh cool, that's a cool effect. From Atlantis to here. And now we are making good on a promise. What's the promise? Making good on a promise made to the ancient Greeks to fight the Trojan War. For those who don't know about the Trojan War, it was a battle fought when the people of the Agamemnon Empire, people of Agamemnon's Greece, watched Helen of Sparta be taken to Troy by the Trojan Prince Paris, who legend has it was promised the hand of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, in exchange for claiming that Aphrodite, the goddess of love, passion and femininity, was the fairest of all the goddesses. And has it that he was always meant to be with her. And some say that the story is true to a certain extent. But obviously the mythology is hard to distinguish between the myth and the reality. A 10-year war was fought to save Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships, according to legend.
Arkantos! By the gods! I did not expect Mother Atlantis would send her best admiral to fight for me.
Gracious words, King Agamemnon. And look at this. Ajax, I'm surprised to see you still drawing breath.
These Trojan dogs keep trying, my friend. Good to see you again. Who did you upset to get sent so far from home?
Well, someone had to come and help you put an end to this.
Helen is held behind their walls, and we've had little luck breaking through.
We are about to change that. You have arrived in time for our final push, Arkantos. Get your men ashore. You can make your camp to the east, but be careful. The Trojans have some scouts in that area. When you're done, we will start preparations for our assault.
Okay. Let's get this moving. I am going to cheat a little bit. Oh, right. Now you know me. I observe the rule. Yes to an increase in favor. And yes to speed. Oh, but no to aliens.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε.
Okay, so the rules are heavy hoplite, Arcantos. Greek infantry are more expensive than those of other cultures, but they are also more powerful. The general purpose hoplite should form the backbone of any Greek army. They're particularly good at defeating cavalry, but are weak against ranged units. Hoplites are not fast, and some opponents may be able to outrun them. The predominant Greek soldier of antiquity was the hoplite, named after the equipment that he carried into battle. Hoplites wore helmets, leg armor, and chest armor, and carried an aspis shield and a great long spear. They fought in dense columns with the spearheads from several ranks projecting out from the formation, stabbing with their spears over the shields. Men behind would push those in front and stab over them. This fighting was face-to-face and terrifying, requiring immense skill and discipline. The battles were usually short but deadly. Before the rise of the hoplite, many conflicts consisted mainly of disorganized clashes and skirmishing, but the advent of an organized phalanx formation revolutionized warfare. Hoplites dominated ancient battlefields for centuries.
Πρόσταγμα.
Okay, so
Έτοιμος. Toxotai, we already know about. Greek Toxotai are strong against infantry, but weak against fast-moving units such as cavalry. Like all ranged soldiers, they are most effective when fighting in groups. After centuries of hoplite warfare, the Greeks diversified their armies after Philip's Macedonian army convincingly demonstrated the superiority of combined arms. They first added light troops, mainly peltasts and cavalry. They were slower to add archers, whom they called toxotai, because they did not have a long tradition of archery practice. They produced bowmen of sufficient quality for the battlefield. That's true of a lot of things, really. Πρόσταγμα.
Okay,
Πρόσεχε.
Arcantos, you know.
Πρόσεχε.
But here's something new. Ajax, infantry hero, good against myth units. Age, 34 years old. Homeland, Salamis. Occupation, prince and warrior. The son of the king of Salamis. Ajax was the second greatest Greek champion at Troy, behind only Achilles. Homer described Ajax as a wall and said he was much taller than other men. When Achilles withdrew from the fighting, it was Ajax who met Hector in single combat. The two heroes fought all day, but only Hector, taking a
with only Hector taking a slight wound. Following the death of Achilles, Ajax competed with Odysseus for the armor of the fallen hero. Odysseus proved more eloquent as a speaker, however, and was awarded the prize. Alexander dropped them off at temple.
Λέγε.
The Hypaspist. Hypaspist. Gantry. Sorry. Greek infantry are more expensive than those of other cultures, but they're also more powerful. The Hypaspist excels at fighting enemy infantry. I'm probably getting that word wrong. Really sorry that I can't do it right. Alexander's great army of conquest. Great. Alexander the Great was what they called him. Alexander's great army of conquest included 3 regiments of Hypaspists. These were apparently the best of infantry, and of equal status and ability to his foot companions, most of noble blood. The Hypaspists were capable of fighting as traditional hoplite infantry, or could switch to javelins and lighter armor for rapid movement in rough terrain. They were used to protect the vulnerable flanks of the phalanx, allowing the Heteroi companion cavalry to hit the enemy from a side or the rear to crush them. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is Ajax's Toxotes. Okay, let's get all of
Έτοιμος.
Okay, let's get all of our arms.
Λέγε. Πάνι.
Leisure?
Go 1. Prepare for the assault on Troy. Lead your men to the unclaimed settlement.
Processe?
This one? Okay, I'm coming.
Nani?
Who's this? Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Oh!
Trojan Hypaspist.
Oh!
Πρόσεχε.
Wake up!
Βούλομαι. Τέκτον.
Those ships are coming from the Trojan harbors.
Those harbors are supplying the city. We must destroy them.
Έτοιμος.
Pray to the gods,
Τέκτον.
lest we meet them soon. Right.
Έτοιμος.
Leisure?
Πρόσταγμα.
Kataskopos. The Greek Kataskopos is fast and has a good line of sight. Good for exploring, but weak in combat. Greek Kataskopos is fast and has a good line of sight, but is weak in actual combat. Although you cannot train additional Kataskopoi, better scouts such as Pegasi are available later. The name of this unit is found in ancient Greek sources such as Thucydides' History of the Peloponnesian War, and interpretations of its meaning vary among explorer, spy, and scout. One of the most salient connotations of the term is of a scout who explores foreign lands in preparation for upcoming conquests. So I'm assuming it's something that people said for a while. Right, for that we are going to need... We need the God of War! The God of War. Light of Theseus. Speed of...
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος.
Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα.
The courage and ingenuity of Theseus. Hero, good against myth units. Switches to a ranged attack to fight flying units. Collects relics. Age, 32 years old. Homeland, Trojan. Later, Athens. Occupation, king. The parentage of Theseus is confused. Thought to be either an illegitimate son of Aegeus, king of Athens, or a son of Poseidon. I've already read this, so I'm giving you a chance to read it. Pause the video in this period so that you can read what it says. $209 hit points, wow. And same goes for...
Πρόσεχε.
For...
Λέγε.
for
Πρόσταγμα.
her. Yes. $303 hit points. Whoa. 100 athlete. Yep, and that is why a lioness does the hunting. And that is why the lioness. That's why in the lion's pride, the female does most of the hunting.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Need these guys to do some things. Oh my kidding. I'll cheat my way into this one. see. Cypresses are deciduous trees with tiny feather-like leaves and small-scaled ball-shaped fruit. Their tall, straight trunks are very wide at the base and slim at the crown. Cypress roots will grow up into distinctive rounded knobs called knees, but only when the tree's root system is submerged in water. Cypress trees are more tolerant to flooding than any other species of tree, and consequently are commonly found in swamps and wetlands. They prefer a somewhat drier environment, however, and surprisingly drought-tolerant. Cypress wood is dense and valued for its tolerance to water, especially the heartwood of the tree, and is used in many outdoor applications. The oak tree. Mother Nature. Oak trees are angiosperms, meaning that their seeds are protected by acorns in oaks and distributed by animals. Most oaks lose their leaves in the fall, but there are evergreen oaks as well. Oaks are typically slow-growing, long-lived trees with hard wood. Oaks are dominant in temperate deciduous forests where summers are warm and winters are cold, such as most of Europe, Western Asia, and Eastern North America. Plant and animal diversity is higher than in boreal forests, but lower than in tropical forests. Oaks were sacred to Zeus, particularly at the sanctuary of Dodona, where an oak tree served as an oracle, whose rustlings were interpreted by the priestesses. Nature spirits such as the Hamadryads were associated with specific trees, which they would defend from intruders. This tree here. The olive tree. It's a shame we can't get olives out of it. Olive trees are small shrub-like trees primarily native to the Mediterranean region. They sprout evergreen and long-grained leaves, small white flowers, and most famously, the olive fruit. While the wood is useful in its own right, the fruit and its oil provided fabulous wealth to ancient civilizations, dating as far back as the Minoans of Crete. Olives and their oil have been staples of Mediterranean and Near Eastern cuisine for thousands of years. Olives were sacred to Athena, who is said to have given the first olive tree as a gift to the city of Athens. The olive tree, with its threefold utility of wood, food, and oil, were deemed more useful than Poseidon's gifts of a saltwater spring and a horse, and so Athena won the city's patronage. It only cost her one tree. Local tradition held that Athena's olive tree still stood on the Acropolis of Athens for over 1,000 years. Olive trees do last a very long time. In the right circumstances, they can last for years. House costs 50 wood. Supports 10 population. After you reach the house build limit, you must construct town centers to support additional population. You may build a limited number of houses. Each house supports a fixed number of population units: villagers, soldiers, ships, mythological creatures, and trade units. Once this limit is reached, production of new units will halt. When agriculture made sedentary life possible, humans ceased occupying transitory campsites near hunting grounds on natural shelters like caves, and began constructing more permanent living quarters near their farms. Sturdy housing improved the quality and longevity of life. Okay, one more right now. The Watchtower. Oh, we're going to do these. Watchtower provides line of sight around your town and lets units garrison inside. Upgrade them to fire upon enemies. Towers start out as sentry towers. They have significant line of sight but cannot fire upon enemies. The Watchtower improvement, which Egyptian players receive automatically upon advancing to the Classical Age, gives towers gain the ability to fire arrows. That's a bit of a typo. Means towers gain the ability to fire arrows, or gives towers the ability to fire arrows. The Guard Tower improvement further increases the range and strength of tower attacks. The final tower improvement, Ballista Tower, is available only to the Egyptians. Towers initially cannot attack units directly beneath them, but researching boiling oil will permit them to do so. Ranged attacks have difficulty hitting fast-moving targets, such as cavalry. Research crenellations to improve the chance to hit such units. What? No history about how towers work? You really dropped the ball on that one. Gold. Gold occurs in villages tasked on a mine will gather gold. Gold occurs... Where's go for gold? Always go for gold, I say. Gold occurs in alluvial places and natural deposits underground. Ancient civilizations gathered alluvial elemental gold by washing away sand particles with water in pans or sieves and then melting the remaining bits of gold. Underground ore was extracted by hand, which required a great deal of manpower. In ancient Egypt, gold containing quartz veins were heated, then chipped out with hammers and chisels. The quartz was then pulverized in mills and the metal extracted by washing. The gold produced by this method was between 17 and 23.5 carats in purity. Gold was almost entirely decorative, as it's too weak for crafting functional items such as containers or armor. But it lasts for a long time, hence its value. The gold standard is
Λέγε.
quite the millstone.
Πρόσεχε.
What did I want to do? That's right, we've got to build ourselves. We're not staying for long. That's what really shocks me, you know. What is that? I pray we don't stay for long.
Τέκτον.
I wonder what this does. This power is useless. It's safe to say this power does absolutely nothing. at. This could be good. Oh.
Good work. With the Trojan docks destroyed, Agamemnon's army can land.
Whoa! Transport units. Has no attack. Right click to enter. Greek transport ships. Trading ships of all kinds were requisitioned by rulers when they wanted to move armies overseas, because trading ships had the necessary cargo capacity. Warships of the ancient age were not good transports because they were usually very narrow rowing galleys that sacrificed storage space for speed. An invading army needed to transport not only soldiers but also weapons, tents, dry food, wine and livestock. Fish can only be gathered by a single fishing ship, provide an unlimited supply of food. Scientific name, Coryphaena hipporus. This warm water marine fish has many names, including dorado and dolphin, not to be confused with the marine mammal dolphin. They are surface, pelagic, open ocean fish. They prefer blue water and are often found near rafts of sargassum algae. Mahi are yellow and green in colour, with blue and white spots. The larger male or bull, as contrasted to the smaller chicken mahi, gains a prominent forehead and can weigh in excess of 90 pounds. Mahi are popular game fish as they can leap spectacularly into the air when caught on a hook. Mahi grow very fast for large fish and live for only a few years, and therefore can serve as a relatively guilt-free seafood item at a time when many fisheries are facing depletion. Early Minoan mosaics depict mahi in precise detail, indicating that the Greeks have been catching this fish for millennia. That's weird. Here I thought mahi was from the Caribbean. No, from the Pacific. It's Hawaii. Okay. I know you guys want to see. Want to see something.
Πρόσταγμα.
Armory.
Τέκτον.
Oh. What am I going to do? I'm going to get you to build us a town center here. We might settle here. Who knows? Maybe we'll settle here later.
Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι.
Cavalry, good against ranged soldiers and siege engines. Greek cavalry are expensive but powerful. Hippai's are strong against ranged units and can strike quickly against siege weapons, but are weaker against infantry. Greek cavalry other than the scouts or elite hetairoi were called Hippai's, singular hippias. Archaic Greek armies initially consisted predominantly of foot soldiers, but the Greco-Persian War, 5th century BCE, made the utility of other arms evident. Organized corps of Hippias cavalry and other light troops were raised to support hoplite infantry armies. Cavalry forces saw increased prominence during the Hellenistic period when Macedonian armies used them to devastating effect. So what I'm thinking we need to do is I am going to try out the new cheat. Now I might get this wrong. All Greek. It's all Greek. Nope. Whoops. All Greek to me. Okay, one more try. All Greek to me. One exclamation point. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 3 of them. Nope. I'm gonna do one. One more. I could have sworn that this was a cheat used. I'm gonna have to learn that gonna have to learn that one, but really, when you get right down to it, they didn't hire us. They didn't hire us to be Greek. They hired us to be Atlanteans. So Hotlanders is perfect for us. Petrobolos. Siege weapons can destroy buildings, but are weak against other units, especially cavalry. Greeks can also use Petroboloi to defeat enemy ships. The ancient Greeks developed a catapult called a Petrobolos, literally stone thrower. The power of the arm was generated by traction, usually by pulling or winding down a balanced throwing arm. The best Petrobots of the age Petrobolos of the age threw stones weighing around 175 pounds. Rocks of this weight hurtling towards walls, buildings and ships were capable of inflicting devastating damage. Okay. Maybe we'll see.
Πρόσταγμα. Τέκτον.
Έτοιμη λέγε. Ορθώς.
The Prodromos is good against cavalry, but is weak against other types of units. The Prodromoi were a light cavalry unit within the Macedonian heavy cavalry, Hetyroi, or companions of Alexander the Great's army. These men were Hetyroi, or companions of Alexander the Great's army. These men were armed with javelins, or a shortened cavalry spear, plus a sword as their secondary weapon. They scouted for the army, but were used in battle to protect the heavier companions' right flank. They were also effective at pursuing fleeing enemy troops in the aftermath of battle. Okay, so I'm going to send these guys to attack those guys. Attack them. Temporary shelter that supports 10 population. Tents cannot be rebuilt at cost. To do. Ooh, who would be better? Myth unit that grows heads as it fights enemy units. Good against human soldiers. Well. We've got nothing but going forward.
Έτοιμοι.
Έστω.
Hippolyta. Age 41. Homeland, land of the Amazons. A disputed piece of land to be sure. Some say it was in northern Turkey. Others say it was above the Black Sea. Many today believe it was in Ukraine and I kid you not, I'll tell you in a minute. Queen of the Amazons, tribe of warrior women descended from Ares. Hippolyta was kidnapped by Theseus, triggering a war with Athens. Although Hippolyta bore a son to Theseus, he lost interest in her and she eventually returned to the lands of the Amazons. She then encountered Heracles, sent to retrieve the belt of Ares from her as one of his 12 quests. She gave the belt to him willingly, but this angered the goddess Hera. Disguised as an Amazon, she incited the women to attack Heracles, who killed Hippolyta in his haste to exit their dangerous land. And yes, I kid you not, there is a modern training camp for women as a form of counterculture against abuse against women in Ukraine, led by a woman who actually considers herself to be the new and rightful and modern queen of the new rightful and modern Ukrainian Amazons. I kid you not. Real life is stranger than the mythology sometimes. But what are we looking at here?
Λέγε.
You build us some houses. You know, I'm settling in. You know, I'm gonna settle in. Can you blow that up for me? Thanks. Okay. Give me a solid here, dude. Wait! There he is! Agamemnon! The original Chad! Ooh, 53 years old. Silver Fox right here. King of homeland Mycenae, occupation, king. Yeah, he is. King of Mycenae and brother of King Menelaus of Sparta. Agamemnon leads an Achaean army. Arrogant and often selfish, Agamemnon provides the Achaeans with strong but sometimes reckless and self-serving leadership. Like Achilles, he lacks consideration and forethought. His tactless appropriation of Achilles' war prize, the maiden Briseis, created a crisis for the Achaeans when Achilles, insulted, withdrew from the war. Really? So he quit the war? Achilles quit. That's why we don't see him here. That's why he's not here? Dude. How could you, mate? Dude, you needed him. Skilla. A water hydra. Actually, hold on. Unit that grows heads as it fights enemy units, good against human soldiers and ships. Scientific name, Hydra thalassa. Size, 30,000 plus pounds. Diet, large fish, whales, sailors. It does allow itself the odd fish and ship binge. Fish and ship binge. Dude, that's funny. Terrifying sea monster with 6 serpent heads and a ring of barking dogs around her waist. In this, it's just a water hydra. It's a shame they didn't do it the same way. Scylla guarded one side of the Straits of Messina, between Sicily and Italy. The dogs alerted her when a ship was passing so it could see sailors. Scylla was originally a beautiful nymph who was transformed by the jealous sorceress Circe, or, according to another myth, Poseidon's wife Amphitrite. Yeah, Poseidon had a special way of doing it. Zeus would just get it on, but Poseidon would romance people. He once told Medusa... He once went to Medusa because he was so upset about the Athens saltwater thing. He didn't let that slide. He told her, you know, for what it's worth. So he went up to Medusa, he knew who she was, and he just thought, hey, for what it's worth, you're so much prettier than her. And she's like, oh, that's such a great compliment, thank you. Want to do it in the temple? And then, of course, Athena is a massive prude, being extremely prudish and washing her hands completely of any and all sex. And in all love, she just went, in all romance, she just went, that's disgusting, why would you do that? And that's why she was turned into a Gorgon.
Έτοιμη.
Whew. My dad and I used to play Age of Empires.
Τέκτον. Τέκτον.
When he did, he
Λέγε.
used to insist that the houses be on prime real
Tecton.
estate, which I guess I could try and do. But really, they're just shelters. It's protection from
Tecton.
the elements. But no, I can give them a sea view. If you want a sea view, you guys get a sea view. And, you deserve it. Hades, you guys
Tecton.
deserve it. We're right here. Okay, everyone. Uh-oh. They're coming! We're defenseless! Wait a minute. Hold on a second, what is this? Scientific name. Capreolus capreolus. Size about 60 pounds. Diet. Buds, leaves, ferns and grasses. Deer is a generic term for any hoofed animal with antlers, but also refers to specific species within that group. Like all species within the group except caribou, only male deer have antlers. The European or Western roe deer is a small deer native to Scandinavia and Russia. They live in small groups and are seasonally territorial. A bear. Scientific name, Ursus arctos. Size up to 800 pounds. Diet, predominantly roots, fruit and nuts, occasionally fish and mammals. The brown bear is the second largest bear species in the world, after the polar bear. Although smaller than the grizzly and Kodiak of North America, the European brown bear once inhabited the entire continent except for a few northern islands, such as Ireland. Deforestation and human expansion have pushed them into small populations in Romania and the Balkans, and large populations in Scandinavia and Russia. Brown bears are largely herbivorous, although they opportunistically feed on carcasses, fish and even anthills. Bears in cooler climates hibernate for several months, although those in Spain and Croatia may remain active all year. Little is known of brown bear social organization. They do not appear to be territorial and do not form pair bonds. Very well. This could really help us out here. I wonder. I'm just wondering. There's a spell you can do. Whoa! There's a cheat you can do. Now I know I shouldn't cheat so much. But hey, it's fun to try it. Whoa! First,
Πρόσταγμα.
I'm gonna send this lazy girl here. She's not that lazy. Put another
Τέκτον.
right here. Then I'm gonna type in set ascendant Oh. Get him! Okay, everyone, let's try this. Okay,
Λέγε.
everybody.
Ισμάχιλ.
Attack! Victorious! Oh, dude. Next scenario. Maybe I won't play the next scenario. Greeks in the Atlantic allies lay siege to the mighty Trojan gate.
Ah, and here he comes, Odysseus, a champion of Atlantis, sent to fight in my army. Join us, Arkantos. You know the famous Odysseus, surely.
I know of him. Your reputation precedes you.
As does yours. Are you ready for the siege? We could use your advice in planning our attack.
As the commander here, I have already taken care of the plans, Odysseus. You and Arkantos will take your armies and start the siege of the gates.
That's a fine start. What about the other armies?
Ajax and I will keep our men in reserve. When you get through, Ajax will rush his men in to clear out the Trojan defenders. Then I will enter and rescue Helen.
This does
Sir.
look really good. And I think... Ooh, how do I... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna quit because I thought that there'd be more to it than that. But yes, thank you all for watching. Join us next time when we go back through that video we just saw, number 4, and we go into chapter 4. We're going to do Fall of Troy chapter 4, a fine plan. The Greeks and their Atlantean allies prepared to lay siege to the mighty Trojan gate. Until then, I think you'll all want to see that. And until then, I've been Christian Ali. This has been Age of Mythology Retold. It's been Fall of the Trident. Come back for chapter 4 next week if that's okay. We'll probably watch that whole video back again. Till then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the tubes. Bye everyone.